Look, I'm still drunk from last night, so it's whatever.
Are you really?
We're leaving that in.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Costume Couture.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Rae.
And we have a special person here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm Luna Flair, and thank you again so much for having me on Costume
Thank you
Couture.
for coming.
Cheers, sweetie.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers,
Yay.
yes. Cheers. Cling.
Yeah, clink.
So Luna is absolutely one of our favorite people.
Yes.
Aside from the fact that she is super bubbly and just great to be around.
She's really pretty, too.
Oh my goodness.
And like 10 times more talented than anybody I've ever met.
That's not a thing, but thank you.
No, it is. You have more talent in your pinky finger than I do in my whole entire body.
You
so.
guys, I didn't come here for compliments on a Sunday, but I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Whatever.
I mean, like, yes. I
No,
will.
you really are one of our favorite people. We
Thank you guys
adore
so much.
you.
I love
We
both
love
of
you. I hate you sometimes because of how talented you are and how quickly you can turn shit out.
I don't hate you for it. I truly admire it. And I feel like we're...
Well, it's a hate
like,
admiration. It's a both.
We're... I don't know. I feel like we're cosplay soul sisters in the fact that we're like, I want to do so many of the same characters as you.
Just right now, I saw your... Have you said you're going to do this one yet? Or do you want
I
to do a
haven't,
surprise?
but go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So she has a raw Yellow Ranger helmet cast, and we are completely cosplay sisters because I really want to do Yellow Ranger. She's like one of my favorite characters
Mine
of all
too.
time.
I never understood why the Pink Ranger was everybody's favorite. She was like this little mousy bitch.
She's my sister's favorite, so
Yeah.
I guess I have to rep for her, but but like all the girls wanted to be the Pink Ranger, and I don't know if that's just about, society's views on gender and gender stereotypes.
Maybe.
But I always thought Trini was great.
I did too.
Yep.
I thought she was pretty, she was intelligent, and she got them out of scrapes all the time.
All the time.
Have
you read the Boom comics?
I love it.
Trini's such a good character. Have you read them?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay. Did you watch Power Rangers?
No.
Are you too much of a baby to understand what that was?
Probably. I'm 24.
I feel like you would do a really good gender bend Rita Repulsa.
I was like, who would like? But I was like,
Yeah.
who from the Power Ranger should I be?
Rita.
Like, what color?
Rita.
Oh, just Rita.
Yeah.
Straight up.
New Rita or old Rita?
Old Rita would be better.
Okay.
It would be more fun to gender bend, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will Google that.
But you still have to have the cone bra. Like, just whatever gender it is, you still have to keep it.
There's a cone bra?
There's a cone bra. She puts Madonna to shame.
She was, like, probably one of my drag inspirations. Like,
Absolutely.
Rita Repulsa. Like, this gray hair.
Well,
oh my gosh, it's all coming
Is
together.
that the character that Fifi did?
Yes,
Didn't
Fifi
do Rita?
Fifi O'Hara has done
Yes,
a
okay.
cosplay of Rita Repulsa. And
I know who you're
it's
talking about. You said cone bra. I'm like,
full off.
okay.
Sometimes I hate Fifi O'Hara, but I'm not here for a RuPaul discussion, but
No, let's do that.
Whoa.
no, but I love, like, Fifi is one of those people that talk about turning a look and turning all the looks. She did a series on Instagram called 365 Days of Drag. Each day was a different look. Just 365. Rita Repulsa was like a different thing.
Yes.
She just did that for cosplay. She was amazing though, and it made me angry. Like, you're just staring, you're like in your basement and you're like staring at your YouTube screen and like, no! YouTube screen? How old am I?
YouTube screen?
The YouTube screen.
Oh.
I absolutely love cosplaying the My Little Ponies. I have like 4 in my head after seeing the new movie. And
Is it good?
it was so much fun.
We'll get there.
So I'm watching and I'm loving this, and then I remember Fifi did it and I'm like, that bitch had hooves and the nose.
Prosthetics.
Yeah, she was full prosthesis.
And she had fur. Like, she did not adapt into pinup girl or anything.
No,
And I
she
was-
didn't do like human gajinka. She was just like, no, I'm going to be a pony.
Pony.
Yeah.
Yeah, full on pony.
Full on pony.
Pony action.
And I was like, I can't be mad at this.
No, it was so good.
It's so good.
So, let's talk about you.
Me?
Because we are here for you.
And what is your favorite Luna Flair costume?
Oh, there's so many.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Jesus. I really, really like your new Anastasia.
Oh,
Right?
Can we talk about it, please?
Oh, my
It is
gosh.
right here
It is
behind
actually
us.
behind us.
Yes,
Should we
'cause-
pull it up?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because you debuted at what, at Denver, right?
I did debut at Denver Comic Con. We were doing, another cast of creations, our cosplay group was doing a 90s day. And there were so many options for 90s day. I almost did Yellow Ranger.
Oh, cool.
I almost did Xena. I really wanted to
I'll do Xena.
with these shoulders.
Yeah.
But like, but me, I'm gonna want to make a gown. I'm gonna want to be a princess. And I've always talked about this gown in particular, the Once Upon a December dress, which no sash. I'm so sorry. But the cosplay fabrics, Yaya Hans cosplay fabric collaborators, they came out with this in their Dual Fantasy Dupani, and it has that perfect sort of gold. I would always find fabric for it. Like if I was trying to find like a yellow satin, I would always find ones that were like too dark or
too dull
or too dull.
Yeah.
There was nothing with this sort of like sheen that it has in the movie, and so when this came out, I was like, I have to make this.
Yep.
And
how did you do that?
Oh, this is just iron-on from Amazon.
That's nice.
Yeah, iron-on patches. I'm always thinking of trying to do details from, you know, like they recall historical details, but also I'm very inspired by like David for Disney and Designer Daddy.
I love David for Disney.
I love the way that they're able to like make dresses that look like the dresses, but still have like a real world flair and make them interesting. So I wanted to do a little bit of detailing like that. This actually was fabric that I've had for years, and my boyfriend found it in Canada. When he was going through boxes, when he was trying to ship stuff back. I know.
So sweet.
I know. And he was like, do you need this? And I was like, yes!
Yep.
And I was like, bring it!
Yep.
And so like he did. And it was such like a dream come true just to do this dress. You have your like cosplay bucket list. This is definitely on my cosplay bucket list.
That's awesome.
And the fact that my boyfriend, Adam Benford, look him up on Instagram. He
plug.
I know, plug. Hashtag non-spawn. He was so willing to do Tsar Nicholas with me with this costume. I thought he would be like, what is this? But he got like fully on board. Yeah. And he was like, oh, is this beard shape correct? Like, hey, how do we make these medallions so they look accurate? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Because sometimes it's not like that all the time.
Here's the thing. I was with them in Denver, and when they debuted this, my jaw was on the ground the whole day.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're so sweet.
What the ever-loving fuck? Because you had...
It's gorgeous.
Every single 5 steps was a picture with you. You couldn't walk the whole convention without getting mobbed by photographers.
You know, I just love that Anastasia has like such a following still. And even like, I was surprised because I thought like people our age would be like, oh, Anastasia, this is great. But then like little kids still knew who Anastasia was. And I was like, your parents are doing right.
They made a Broadway play.
That's
true.
So
it's like back in
that's
media.
True.
And
it's back in.
It's back in fashion.
It's... the costumes from that. Have you seen the costumes?
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Oh my god, her new finale dress, the red finale dress.
It's very pretty.
There's that video of the lady making it, and I'm like...
Oh, the behind the scenes.
Yeah, the behind the scenes where she's like, this has 20,000 Swarovski crystals, and like we imported the velvet from... I'm like...
I saw that, yeah.
I'm like, I'm
like, I can't afford that.
I'm trying to scrape 2 pennies together so I can get 5 yards of fabric.
Where are the Amazon crystals that I can get? Where can I just I'm
so mad. There was an Amazon store that I really liked that sold like knockoff Swarovski. So they're not like they were not as like sparkly, but they still did the job.
They worked.
Yeah, they worked, and they were like really beautiful. And then I went to go cause like I ordered like I think 2 gross initially, and I wanted to go back and get some more, but now they're gone.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with Amazon.
It is.
I know. I love any sort of like embellishment on a thing.
Yeah.
Like
it makes it shiny, it makes it pretty.
It does. Like right now, well, I guess this is not like a right now, but I'm trying to put together things for like a pink dress Ariel.
Okay.
And I'm trying to sort of go like a more historical route-ish. And but I'm still fighting that. Like how do I make sure that it looks like the character, but I'm also giving it a dimension.
Feel,
dimension, historical feel. And so any tips on where to get crystals or rhinestones, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much.
So, for those who don't know, you are a drag queen.
Yes,
so
I'm a drag queen.
How long have you been doing drag and cosplay mixed together?
Oh, how long have I been doing drag and cosplay mixed together? So...
And why drag and cosplay?
Oh, why drag and cosplay?
Yes.
So I started dressing up about 8 years ago, I would say. It was mostly for like parties and stuff. I never like when I was starting to learn about cosplay, I was always like, oh, what characters am I gonna do? I had always really responded to like Storm or like the Yellow Ranger.
Your Storm.
Oh, gorgeous.
She needs some work. So Storm, and like all of these, Sailor Moon, duh. Yeah. All of these really strong female characters. And then the world of like crossplay is sort of like up and down. So I started drag a little bit because I wanted to create these characters. So it was kind of at the same time.
Right.
But I never went to a convention dressed up until about 2012.
Okay.
So it's been about like 5 years doing cons and things like that in cosplay and drag. And the first character I did was Sailor Moon, fittingly, but it was the Sailor Moon, the Sailor Moon musicals, for people who don't know. They are, if you look them up, they are 90s. They are gaudy.
Yeah,
they are everything. And I made... that was like the first time I was like, no, this is going to be something that I just don't wear to a party. This is going to be something that I want people to just like look at. I like sourced the correct trim for the Sailor Muse from, it was like a place in Canada, and I had to order
Canada.
I know. Thank you, Canada, for like keeping Sailor Muse trims in stock.
There you go.
So I ordered it from there, and then I had to, it was my first time like really delving into like YouTube tutorials about like pleating and embellishment and, you know, how to sew in a zipper. And like, I had a great time. I looked, it's, you know, your first time in cosplay, I looked wretched.
Is that the one that you posted?
No, that one was, I did Sailor Moon. The first time I ever did drag, I also did a Sailor Moon.
Okay.
It wasn't really, I don't know if you could call it, no, it was drag because it's dressed resembling a girl.
Yeah.
But it was for a Halloween party because there are two kinds of drag queens. There's Pride queens and Halloween queens. And I happen to be a Halloween queen.
There you go.
And she was a little, she didn't have the name Luna back then. It was a little, there was no makeup. There was no makeup involved. I wore boxer briefs underneath a short senshi skirt. I was hot gluing things to the outfit before we left the door.
Oh, so you were just like...
I've been in that position.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
like the day of, you're just like, come on,
you're just like, why is this not staying? But, and also my wig was a straight up Party City wig.
Oh,
it was...
Those good synthetic fibers.
Oh, just the driest fibers, the bluntest cut at the bottom.
Yep.
I split it into pigtails.
Yep.
I mean, bless. It's fun to look back.
You glowed the fuck up, let me tell you what. Because that was because you posted that picture and you posted the one of you as Elsa.
Yes.
So talk about why you did that, because you did it before and now you've done it after and you did a really beautiful message with it. Well, so talk about that.
I'm always inspired by seeing where people start and where, you know, people can go. And the first time I did sort of a comparison like that, I did like the first Sailor Moon.
Yes.
And the Usagi, and I did it for like a Transformation Tuesday kind of thing. And I thought it would just be fun to do and share because it was, well, first my best friend, Omar, he made that for me after we were Sailor Senshi school uniforms last year at NakaCon.
Yes.
And he found the picture of me in that old Sailor Moon costume in set of old Sailor Moon costume here. And he made that comparison for me and I was like, oh my gosh. And I sent it to a couple people and they chuckled and so I was like, oh, I'll just share it. And I was just like, you know, you never know where you're going to go. And so I just wanted to just be like, look, this is fun. But the messages I got from like sharing something like that have been so just really heartwarming. And then the Elsa one that you were sharing, I recently I was at fabric store named Redacted. We only have one fabric store in Kansas City, so you can just kind of guess. And I was checking out, it was like $1 pattern simplicity sale. And I had gotten like a Lolita pattern, the knockoff Angelica Schuyler pattern, which is beautiful. And then like another gown pattern. And the lady who was checking us out, super nice, everything. I don't want to like seem like she's like this huge like hater, but she was like, oh, you're not one of those guys that dresses up, are you? And I was like, no, I am. And then like I pulled up my phone and showed her Luna.
Yeah.
And then she proceeded to tell me, she's like, oh, you're one of the good ones. And I was like, oh, I don't know what that means.
It's kind of like a backhanded compliment.
Exactly.
Like,
you know, like trying to get close to you. Yeah. And she was telling me about how she had gone to Planet, shout out to Planet, and Planet Comic-Con. And she was saying, she was like, oh, they were just, you know, it was just so crazy. There were all these guys like there and they were also dressed up, but they didn't look like you. Like one of them was like Sailor Moon and he even had like a beard and like she like thought that was so crazy. But then
that's an inside joke with cosplay.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Oh, I love it. Anything that messes with gender and gender constructs.
What?
Lady Beard's one of my favorites to follow.
Lady Beard. Lady Beard gives me life. I'm still trying to get Adam to do like a Sailor Moon, like a full Sailor Moon costume. Do it. I know, just with that beard. But afterward, she was like really nice, and we laughed about it a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's like just something people do, and like, you know, and I laughed about it for a little bit, and then when I got home, I just like thought about it for a little bit longer, and I was like, well, that's a little odd because not that long ago, I was that girl at like conventions. Right. I was the one, chunky eyebrow, like my lace and my wigs weren't right. You know, pieces falling off me. Yep. Like, and so to think that could have been someone out there that was thinking the same thing about me just because I wasn't there yet.
Yep.
And so I decided to do a comparison between the first time I ever wore Elsa and then like the most recent time I had worn Elsa. And I just wanted to show that, you know, you might not be there yet, but that's not an indictment on you.
That's so important because that doesn't just affect drag cosplayers. No. It affects every cosplayer.
Absolutely.
We all start at the baby bird shit falling off of a spot.
All the time. Yeah.
With my Harley that I first did, I had, you know, the white grease makeup. I was in San Diego, and I didn't know anything about setting powder. I didn't set any of it. And surprised it didn't fall off, which I was very surprised about.
Was it clown white?
Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff
and it was thick grease paint, and I didn't know about setting powder. I was watching a YouTube tutorial, and I'm like, Google this real quick. What is this? And my
boyfriend's a big Trekkie, if you don't know. And when I was trying to seduce him into being my boyfriend, I did an Orion slave girl, and I bought really cheap green paint because I thought,
the tube.
Yeah. And I thought if I just did it, it would last enough for a photo shoot. Like fell off of me as if it like wasn't attached at all.
Even when you're putting on, you're like, why would it go on?
Yeah, yeah. It was awful. I was chunky in place. I've never worn that costume since, but
it becomes traumatic.
It does. Yeah. It's a.
I want to fix this.
Oh, please. I'm like, I keep touching my hair. Thank you.
There we go. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Great. But I think it's just so important, like you said, not just for drag, but for cosplay in general, to realize that if this is something that you love, then you do it for you.
Yeah. Yes.
And you continually find ways to make your skills better. Mm-hmm. Like there's no resting. Like I'm happier with where I am now as far as like my cosplay and drag, but I'm never not learning new techniques.
Absolutely.
I'm always, you know, I'm listening to tutorials while I'm at like my boy job, and I'm just like, yeah, and then the warbler goes where, and like I'm, you know, and I'm just trying.
You always level up.
Yeah, you're always level up. You're always trying to do your best. Like if you ever think that you're like, I got this, then that's probably not where your headspace should be, and you can always improve.
Exactly.
Yep.
Speaking of skills, someone here is a burlesque performer.
Is that a skill, or is that just what I put on my resume?
That's on a resume. It's a skill.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
oh my gosh,
and you've done it in cosplay.
I have.
So is that different, taking a cosplay character and doing a burlesque performance with it, or is it? How is that?
I think it is. I think burlesque as, you know, an art is farcical and it's on its face, and it's always trying to like look at the world and like poke at it and be like, what's funny about this? And since I get so much of my inspiration from fictional characters, I'm trying to remember when the first time I did it. I did a number, and when I first got into burlesque, I thought it was kind of like when I first got into cosplay, I was like, oh, these are the things that you need to do. But then I tried a number, and it was this is a little odd, but bear with me, it makes sense. So I made Ariel's pink dress from the Broadway version, so it's like short,
right?
And then I paired it with True Love's Kiss from Enchanted. So it's just me coming out at first and like doing all like the little things. And then I have a friend come on who's dressed, one of my favorite times I did it, my friend was dressed as Regina from Once Upon a Time.
Yep.
And she's all like Wicked Witch and like, you know, and Evil Queen. And then she's just like, she takes my hand and like kisses it. I'm like, it's always nice to make new friends. And then she just proceeds to like go under all of my petticoats and just sort of ruffle them from the front, it's very suggestive about what she's doing and like doing all the noises. And so it transitions into Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl.
Oh, okay.
And so then from there it's right. So then from there it's just like that sort of like again, like this Disney princess mode, going into like this sort of sexy pop starlet kind of thing and taking off all her dress. And I think it still plays with the ideas of burlesque where you're taking like something that exists in the real world, bringing it into comedy, and then also making it a little sexy. And I think it does make a lot of sense. My favorite burlesque performers, though, they are the ones that, you know, can take something from like old music and like make it amazing and beautiful. I love really detailed like choreography, just like a little bit of a shoulder bump or whatever. But for me, it's just been the thing that comes most naturally, is just like taking characters that I love and then turning it into like a sexy little romp.
Yeah. You do it. I mean, I've never seen it before, but I've heard stories and I've seen the pictures and I'm like, oh wow. I would never think to take Ariel and do burlesque with this.
Yeah. No, she's fun. She God,
you're trying to get
this hair.
The hair.
This wig is coming from me. I'm so sorry, Charisma. With Ariel though, what's been really cool about burlesque and like what I do is it was like I thought I had to peel, but then I started like live singing and
she can sing, y'all. She can sing.
Singing is like one of my favorite things.
She can sing.
But the Ariel stuff is me just on stage in a tail singing. And I'm singing Part of Your World. I've always wanted to do the parody, a vagina.
Yep.
Have you? Yep.
Yep.
And
I know exactly what
she
you're
just really
talking
wants a
about.
vagina. NC-17.
Who doesn't?
Well, it seems like a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah.
We look to you. It's been a lot of work.
Mine paints on.
Well,
I don't have to deal.
Mine was hemorrhaging for the last like 4 days. It was very uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry, Shark Week.
Yeah, Shark Week.
Yeah. I try to sympathize.
No, it hemorrhages just out of Shark Week too. No.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's a pain.
It is. I have mad respect for women and the amount of pain that it goes through to be a woman, not just like on the physical.
It feels like a velociraptor's eating its way out from the inside. Just here and just...
Girl, fucking bye.
No, I'm... like, all of the stuff that we... Not just, like, women's bodies put them through, but, like, what society puts on women.
Vaginas are more regulated than guns, folks.
Oh.
That's a little real. But just doing drag has been such an eye-opening experience for, like, what society expects a woman to look like. And again, it comes back to that idea that like the only time that my drag has been kind of like acceptable is when I've been pretty, if that makes sense. Like
when you confuse people, when they see a woman and not a drag queen.
Yes.
I have a slight boner. Should I have that?
Then you're
What's going on?
Yeah, then you're good. But that's
bullshit.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's not the end all be all of drag, and that's not the end all be all of like expression, whether in like cosplay or like gender expression.
Right.
And so, like, the sort of things that we make women do and, like, we make to make them societally acceptable. Is that a word, societally?
It is now.
Socially. Gosh, there it is. Socially acceptable.
It's still early.
It's a lot. I know. It's early. You made me get up so early.
Did I?
No, it wasn't. It's not the earliest I've ever gotten up to get in drag.
No, because cons start at like 10. Or
That's true.
They do.
10,
so
Luna rolls in at 11:30.
Yep. There we go.
But you know, it's so funny because like Lydia and Farnsworth will be ready. Like they'll be out the door. Like
they come across as like the mom and dad of another.
Oh my gosh, they are such the mom and dad.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because like I'm pretty sure Mark is only like 5 years older than I am.
Yeah.
But I'm like I've started calling them mom and dad, which is a little weird because I'm like I should be more responsible than this.
Well, you know.
It just
It's only weird if you say mommy and daddy.
No, there's no Y. There's no like diminutive. It's like mom.
Just mom and dad.
Yeah. Like sometimes I'll be like, where's whatever, insert whatever, like where's my fabric scissors, where's whatever, and then Lydia will just like be like, boop, and they'll just be right there, and I'm like, thanks, mom.
Thanks.
I don't know if she appreciates it, but I appreciate her. So
I'm
thank you
sure
so much,
she
Lydia.
appreciates it.
Yeah, so it's like, it is like, they're very much the mom and dad. And then Ruby, Chris, and I are just kind of like, where are we going?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? And we try to be responsible, we really do, but we just haven't, it's just, we're babies. You know? Like little cosplay babies.
But can I just say, woman. We're a woman.
Gray hair don't care.
And we can't not talk about your love of Star Wars.
Oh my god, I love Star Wars.
Because
You're Padmes.
Yeah.
Oh, because there are multiple Padmes
there
in the
are.
mix here.
I really would love to do a lot more Padmes, but I've done
Because there's 5,000 Padmes.
there's 5,000 Padmes.
And counting.
Who's that? You're the artist that did the piece that you purchased with all of the Padme and the gradient.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
it's really
all
pretty.
of it. I want to make all of them. I've loved Star Wars since I was a kid, and my family is actually like a really nerdy family. I have a lot of cousins. My mom comes from a family of there's 8 girls and 2 boys.
Oh wow.
And so I have a lot of cousins, and plus my sister, and it was a Star Wars household. It was not a Star Trek household. I'm so sorry.
There you go.
And so not mad about it. So I've loved Star Wars since I was a little kid. And Padme, though, like she's whatever you feel about the prequels, they did the costuming.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
On point.
Beautifully.
Just have you if you get to go see Ruby was in Denver. She lives in Denver, but like she went to the exhibit. She took pictures for us. Like she was like, I don't know how close I'm allowed to get. She didn't get too close if anyone's watching, but she sent us back pictures, and I've fallen in love with the prequel costumes. Even Chris is like, the prequels, but just look at this. Like, one of my actual dream costumes is Bail Organa from...
I love his costumes.
Just the lines and the detailing.
With the armor and the blues and the fur.
I want. Padme's Naboo dress, her rainbow lake dress, has always been a dream dress of mine.
The Sandus coarse dress.
The Sandus... It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I like to, because people will come up at cons sometimes and be like, I have no idea what this is from, but it's beautiful. And then I will proceed to tell them about how it is my favorite dress and probably, arguably, the prettiest dress in the whole trilogy of prequels. Yeah. But from the worst scene in Star Wars history. And I don't know if I blame anyone for that. It's just like the dialogue is just very wooden. And, everyone gives Anakin crap for that. But like Padme has like terrible dialogue too.
She does.
Because I had to watch it again for like research. Yeah. And then she's just like, we used to lie on the sand and let the sun dry our bodies. I'm like, what are you saying? Like, what is this?
Yeah. Those aren't words.
What's happening?
This is not how you form a sentence. Yeah. You're a senator.
Where's your syntax at? What's happening?
I know. And so I do really love... I really loved that. And then the battle outfit that her
Geonosis battle outfit,
Oh, I love...
And that's your newest one, right?
That is my newest one. Still a work in progress. Because we wanted to put together costumes because we decided to go to the Great Sand Dunes National Park in Denver and do a shoot because we're extra and we're silly. We lucked out so much on the weather, though.
That was beautiful.
It was really gorgeous.
Oh, they're on Tatooine.
Yeah, I loved it, but I wanted to I didn't want to take the I hate sand dress to a place with a lot of sand.
That'd be really funny though.
Right? Wouldn't it be hilarious. Like, come at me now, Anakin?
Yeah, right?
Do you still want this? So I wanted to make a battle outfit. Originally, it was going to be the 2-piece light blue that she wears on Tatooine when they go back. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was going to be that one originally, and then I found fabric that I liked, and then there was going to be, but we were also sort of trying to conserve space because
I get it.
We flew to Denver. Usually we'll like drive to Denver, but we flew this time for time, and we had to make sure everything fit. And like we had 2 Jedi coming with all the robes, and then Chris was taking her Kylo Ren, and then
Mon Mothma,
Lydia was taking Mon Mothma, which is like, she's like, it'll compress down. It's like a full floor length with the tabard. I'm like, okay.
That looks like it's almost upholstery fabric.
It is.
Like,
it is. Yes. Oh. It's a beautiful, it was one of those upholstery fabrics.
Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to assume that
you're not going to assume these fabrics.
Your couch.
She likes using upholstery fabrics.
Oh yeah.
She loves it.
I mean, for historical costuming.
Slide.
No,
true,
it does not. It does not. It does not go anywhere. It and like the amount of like depth you can get in like a photo when you take pictures of that. Like when she found, where did she find that? She did find that at Joann's, and we went there, and she was looking at all of the other like brocades and stuff like that, and she was like, none of these work, and then she like went to the upholstery section, found it, and we were like, this is it.
Yep.
And it was one of those where like the pattern itself wasn't super big, so it's like still flattering on the body. It's not like this is a tent
and
that's so hard. I really do like using upholstery for like historical garments and things like that, but the pattern is so important.
Yeah.
Like my Sansa that I did a while ago, I did a Sansa her wedding dress to Joffrey.
Which is gorgeous. I hate that scene, but it's a gorgeous
Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh, I always want to do like her problematic wedding dresses because her white her white dress when she got married to Ramsey. I'm like, this is gorgeous. Oh, it's followed by the most brutal scene in the season, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So I can't make it. But like,
right? You're like, I don't know.
But that was upholstery fabric, my Sansa dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think it's like the pattern proportion. Like
it works for Game of Thrones. Melisandre's on my list, and I plan on doing upholstery fabric with it. But I also plan on being really tongue-in-cheek. I don't want to wear it to a con. I want to wear it to just for a photo shoot, and I want to put a smoke machine between my legs and have the smoke baby. Like that's what I want.
Smoke baby.
That's all I want out of
realness.
life.
I want that for you so bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should be like in labor pictures. Just,
Hashtag smoke baby.
Hashtag smoke baby.
Yes.
Hashtag out of my vagine. Like.
Does it normally smoke, or do you have to,
Is that going to be special?
I mean, it's a bad habit. I'm trying to get it to quit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, before we go, we got to talk about two things.
Sure.
Love of Disney.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. This beautiful flower girl.
Yes. Who is this?
This is from Moana.
Absolutely.
Which has been one of, like, I loved the movie when it came out. I love all Disney movies, just to back up. Yeah. The first movie I remember ever seeing was The Little Mermaid in theaters. Yep. And so...
I was not born yet.
No, you were not. That's fine. We won't hold it against you.
I'm gonna need you to
just shut it down just a little bit. But so The Little Mermaid has always been like an influence for me, and sometimes I like credit Ariel with like my love of like singing and
oh, absolutely. Yeah. I started singing because of her. Yeah.
And I was like,
I started singing because of Ursula.
I remember looking in the mirror being a little kid and being like, part of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
with
so real.
Hoppers.
Just like in the bathtub with like I was so I've just been so enamored with Disney, and then like growing up with it, and then I think one of the first ones, the first one was Sailor Moon, but like the second cosplay I ever attempted was Ursula.
Yeah.
Because one gets to see those pictures. I don't care how much I
want to see them.
Maybe I'll send them to you.
Because Ursula is a drag queen.
She is a drag queen, and that was before.
She was inspired by
Divine.
Divine. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And credit where credit's due. That is one of my dream musical roles is to do Ursula. Disney has
that song. That song is incredible from start to finish.
She also has a really good song in the musical.
She does.
Mm-hmm. They changed
I really
it.
Like it.
There's two. There's Daddy's Little Girl and I Want the Good Times Back. I like both of them because Ursula. But she's one of my dream roles, and Disney has said that they're open to men portraying Ursula on stage, which is a big deal because like Disney doesn't.
That's very
usually,
big for Disney.
Yeah, they usually are not. They're very protective of their copyright.
Absolutely. I mean, it took them a while to convince themselves to let a black woman do it. So now that they're open to having a man do it too, it makes me feel very good.
Yes, well done, Disney.
So one of these days, if there's ever a production of Little Mermaid, I'm going to show up to the audition in full Ursula and be like, just hire me. Just let me
show you. Just let me show you. Don't call security. Let me show you.
I'll get these tentacles out of here. Just like let me do this. But back to Moana. So I've done a couple of Disney princesses.
Yes. You did 3 or 4.
I've done. Anastasia's not one. I've done Tiana, Jasmine, Mulan, Ariel.
You did Pocahontas.
Oh, I thought you did Pocahontas.
That sunflower picture.
Yes.
Oh, so pretty.
Oh, that was one of those times where Lily was like, "Hey, we're gonna go take pictures."
So didn't someone hijack your Mulan? Or
I thought we weren't going to talk about her, but no, just kidding. Lily, I love you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Return costume.
Yes. No, she made her own, and it's actually a lot more color accurate than mine. Yeah. But hers is more color accurate. I know.
Lily and I have done the same costume too. Like we both have like 4 versions of Katana from Mortal Kombat.
Fine. Which is fine.
It's fine.
Like no one. It's like one of those things too in like drag. Like no one ever like pioneered the beige cut. Well, Raven pioneered the beige cut crease. Yeah. But like to like be like, oh, you're just stealing from Raven. It's like no, that's not it.
Exactly.
So yeah, and the Moana, that's 6. And then I've done like Esmeralda, Giselle.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Have
a lot.
you done Kita?
Not yet. She's on my list.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We were gonna do a Disney Heroine Day sometime, and mine was Kita.
Oh, good.
And and then I'm gonna try to convince Adam to be Milo, but I don't want to have him shave. So that's like the downside.
You like the beard.
He's a little scraggly anyway.
Yeah, right.
Just so like you can do it.
We can do it where he's like he's been in Atlantis for a while and he hasn't had access to a razor.
Yeah. He's been in the depths going.
That's fine.
I need food. I need light.
I need things. I need vitamin D.
That's what's standing next to you. Only like a third of the population's looking at him.
I mean,
no, you know what? It's so funny. He'll just like throw up something and like just like thirsty comments on his Insta all the time with like, you know, oh my God, you're such a sexy Obi-Wan. I'm paraphrasing, of course. It's a little more nasty than that.
Oh, Daddy Obi.
Oh my gosh. Is anyone calling Obi Daddy? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh,
Granddaddy.
Yeah, Grandpappy Obi.
Hashtag Grandpappy Obi. Make sure that you know. But Moana... Going back to Moana. Moana has been one of the most successful Disney princesses that I've done.
Yes.
I think it's like
you
a
rock it too.
From an objective standpoint, like forget the fact that we are friends. Like there's you and there's Gladsy and nobody else is Moana in my eyes.
Oh my God.
That's it.
That's way sweet. Thank you.
And you have the body for it. It is snatched. You are yes.
She's like a lava lamp a little bit right now, but like where it's it's close to winter. Just let me be okay.
Yeah. You're hibernating.
I'm hibernating. I just really love Moana, not just for what she stands for, because she's such like a not that the other princesses aren't strong, but
right. That's one of my biggest arguments. Like, the new ones are not the only feminists.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, people get on. This is me ranting a little bit, but people get on Ariel so much because they're like, oh, the only reason that she gave up her tail and her voice was because of a man, and that's not true at all. Like
she collected stuff before she even knew he existed.
She loved humanity.
Yes.
He was just sort of like the impetus.
Yeah.
Like she was like, oh, I get him too? Great, sold.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. She was fully about this other world that she wanted to explore. Anyway, Disney rant. So if you want to find out more about that, go to my Disney conspiracy blog. I don't have one.
I was say, do you really have one?
I feel like the three of us should start one.
Are you like dropping this bomb?
Disney conspiracy vlog. Let's talk about it because
Defense of the Princesses.
Oh my gosh. Also, like people rag on the classic princesses
all the time,
and that's like not fair. Like I think
it was back in a different time.
It was a different time. I think Cinderella was just such a strong character. She was able to sort of like survive, and that's just sort of what she was doing.
And Snow White's my favorite princess, and I always feel like I'm defending her, and I'm like, look, she paid for her keep there.
Yeah.
She cleaned their house. Like she was
their maid.
She was also trying to survive too.
Absolutely. She didn't want to die.
Yeah. Because she knew this bitch was crazy.
So she didn't go
gorgeous, but
brandishing a sword, but that doesn't mean she's not like protecting herself.
Exactly. Like Merida and Mulan are amazing, but just because they had weapons doesn't make them stronger than the other princesses.
Right. Just because Rapunzel and Elsa have magic powers.
Oh, it does kind of make them cooler.
It does make them look cooler.
Oh my gosh. I wonder though if like Disney is feeling like they're going to have like default princess powers now, which is not a bad thing. I'm about it. But like, you know, Elsa has her ice powers. Moana has a special relationship with the ocean where she can like do whatever. Rapunzel has healing powers. And so
I was a little upset when the end of Frozen did not end with Anna getting like fire powers.
Sure.
A little upset.
Why would it end with fire powers?
Why not? Her sister has ice powers for no reason. They never explained.
Well, okay.
There was they do in the musical a little bit, but
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I love backstory.
And they do on Once Upon a Time, but that's a whole
I love that too.
Yes.
I love backstory.
And they were going to do it like in all the back.
She's a mutant. This is what it is.
Yes.
Bobby Drake, watch out.
Yeah, right.
That was the right name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well
I was like, oh my god. Yeah. I was like, that's not right. That's right.
You totally did it.
But yes, obviously I love Disney, and I love that people have such a response to like the Disney characters that I and Another Castle do. I think we're such fans of like bringing that magic, and I really love when I do Moana, or it actually has happened with Tiana as well. It's just like people just like feel like they're meeting their fave.
You're like going to like the Disney theme park, and they see you. You could go to the Disney theme park, knock that bitch out, and be like, "Sup, I'm here."
Amber.
I would never, but yeah.
Amber, our friend Amber Bingham, she explained that there's a good chance that some of these kids will never see a Disney park. So this is the closest they come to it. And, you know, maybe you can suck it up and just pretend. Because for Ian and I, we don't really like kids very much. And I love children out of costume, but in costume they touch things they shouldn't, and they always come up to my crotch.
It's very awkward.
So I just, like, if I ever did a Disney princess, which I have plans for, I would suck that up and deal with it.
And be that Disney princess
because their happiness supersedes my like small anxiety.
Absolutely. Disney princesses for life. Love them so much.
Now, will you do a Disney villain?
Oh.
So you didn't know this?
Well, I've done Ursula, but for Halloween I'm doing something special because KCCC another castle's doing Disney villains.
Yes.
And I'm very excited, but I won't be there that day. They're doing it on the Sunday, but I'm making one to wear at Halloween. I guess I'll just tell you.
Do it.
I'm doing Vanessa.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm doing Vanessa. What do I got? I got the skirt right now.
Are you doing the wedding dress, Vanessa?
No, I'm doing on the beach seducing your man, Vanessa.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
Yeah, and I'm super excited because then Chris and I can take pictures where she's in town dress and I'm
exactly.
Vanessa. But it was so funny because I was like, oh, I can be responsible and get one of the costumes I need to get done for KCCC and just wear it for Halloween. Mm-hmm. And then I was driving and all of a sudden Vanessa popped in my head and I was like, damn it. I'm going to have to do Vanessa.
Yep.
And so that
But it's an easy that dress is very simple. It's not like it's, super extravagant.
Oh,
it's not
no.
Like wedding
but,
dress
I'm just kind of
but you're going to be extra and do stuff with it.
I'm just doing stupid things to it.
Yeah.
Not...
Because we love you for that.
No, but not a lot.
Are you making the necklace?
I have the necklace. So, I'll send you a picture of it, but
Please.
I did a Ursula burlesque performance, full circle.
Yeah, there we go.
I did an Ursula burlesque performance where I was, just singing Poor Unfortunate Souls live. Mm-hmm. And then I turn around and then I turn back and the necklace is glowing. And so it's like a real Nautilus shell, but then it's like those like small LED lights.
The little drop in there.
And then just drop it in there and then the pat goes down my breasts. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, this is beautiful. So like I'm making the necklace right now. The skirt is sewn. The lining is sewn. Lily helped me with fitting the other day, and then I'm going to sew the top part. I was debating about makeup because if you look at, I like to take a lot of inspiration from the Disney limited edition dolls because who doesn't?
Absolutely.
Because they're beautiful and it's one of those things where it's you bring them to life. And there's a limited edition Vanessa. She was part of a box set.
Sure.
But her skin tone is a little more gray purple, like Ursula, but not as deep.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, ooh, do I want to serve that? But then I'm thinking, well, if I wear this for Halloween, probably not because Halloween, but maybe for a photo shoot. I think I'm just going to be sultry, Ariel, come get your boy.
Exactly.
But later. And then I've already ordered the contacts and I'm trying to think. I'd love to have a scuttle to yell in my face, but
that'd be hilarious.
Well, that'd be hilarious.
Just a pin it up right here.
Oh my gosh. And just no. But Vanessa, she's amazing. And she's basically Dark Ariel. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I'll be doing a Disney villain. I've also really had my eye on, oh my gosh, there was, Narissa from Enchanted.
Yes.
Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, full on. I want to do, because Dual Fantasy Dupani, they came out with that shift.
Yes.
That's the purple to blue. And I'm like,
it needs to be happening.
I need to find a thing. I need to find the scale thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to hand paint it.
Yeah, you can find it probably Etsy
somewhere.
On, Amazon.
If I could find a duochrome Angelus, I don't know if they make those, but if they made a duochrome that I could paint a textured vinyl, then maybe that would be good. But it's one of those ones where it's I want to get this right, and so I'm waiting for the right things, and it's partly there. So
so with these Disney princesses, you also take them to charities.
Yes.
You do organizations with Another Castle Creations. Mm-hmm. Talk about that real quick, because I wanted to get your charity in there.
Oh, sure.
Your charitable work.
Well, it was one of those things that it presented itself. I've always really loved the interactions with children, especially at conventions and things. And Jessica, Elite Supergirl, she brought up these hospital visits to Children's Mercy, and I've always wanted to do them because I thought it would be a way to give back. And we did our first hospital visit very recently, a few months ago recently, and I got to be Moana, and just the reaction from the children. I mean, it was a little more different than I thought it was going to be because some of the children were older, but they were still sort of just grateful to have someone to talk to and be there. And there was this one girl in particular, and she knew all the words to all of Moana's songs. And my friend Whitney was also there, and she was dressed as Elsa. And we just had this magical moment of just these kids are just in probably part of the scariest event that will happen for them. Yeah. And so just to bring a little bit of joy to them just for a little bit is so great. Yeah. And I loved it. And yeah, that's just it. You do cosplay almost selfishly because you're like, I want to make this, I want to be this. But like if there's any way that you yourself can like spread it to others, like that joy. Yeah. It's just, there's no other feeling.
There's no reason why you can't co-opt your happiness.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Share it, spread it around. Like, just do it. And there's so many really cool organizations to get involved in Kansas City. Usually Casey Cosplay and Photography will have like events listed and things like that, and all of the people there will help you. And again, it's just such a great way to get back to kids and families. Which is so funny because like when I first started drag, I was like, oh, this is going to be like, drag is like a nighttime thing, and it's just like clubs and things like that. And it's just like, now I'm just a day walker. I'm full day drag. This is not, I've said this like 3 times. Like the earliest I've ever gotten in drag was like starting at 4 a.m. It was, both of you know the pain because you've had to wake up. 4 a.m. Everyone else is asleep. Like all of Another Castle is just like asleep. And then I'm like, are my brows right?
Yep.
It's the worst, and also like my ego's enough that it's like the best.
It's rewarding at the end of the day when a kid goes, thank you for coming to visit me.
Absolutely.
In my, when I'm sick or whatever, it's like, okay.
Thank you so much. Like
or at a con where they think you're the real thing.
Exactly. They'll walk away, thank you, Moana, and you're welcome.
Moana was the first one where kids would come up to me and just straight up be like, I like your movie. Like they didn't think I was like someone playing a part. Yeah. They were like, oh no, this is Moana. And I'm like, that's never really happened before. I'm like, oh,
did it catch you off guard?
Oh, it did. Yeah. I was like, I guess. Oh, I have to like dial it up a little bit and like be a little bit more Moana. Yesterday, it was, I was part of an event for a girl who's very sick, and she had some of her friends there, and
I don't know what event you're talking about.
Yes, and there was like little girl, I had to sing How Far I'll Go in the original key. Oh gosh, yeah. But I was like, I'm gonna do it for these kids because they really think we're these princesses right now, and I'm not gonna. That's my like sort of thing. Because like when I see kids who have seen like cosplayers who were Disney people like just sort of dressed down, and then it's just like I'm a little sad. It's like you see that Santa's not real, and so like part of me is like, I will stay in this costume.
Yeah, I don't care if I can't feel my legs right now. You are staying here.
So real though. Yeah. Just like the heel pain.
Yes.
Heel pain. But calves look great the next day.
Yeah, exactly. They do.
Even though you can't talk.
And the butt.
Just like real tight. There'll be pads.
So, real quick, plug where you are on social media. What's coming up? Well, I put on this crown.
Oh, please. Do it. It's kind of big, though. It's for a wig. That, with the ribbons.
Okay.
Yes. You can find me on Facebook as Luna Flair. Yes. Luna Flair. It's gorgeous.
Gorgina. I look like Linda Evangelista.
You're a model.
Don't get out for less than 10 grand a day, dear.
Yeah, no.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry, Luna Flair on Facebook, and then also on Instagram, Luna_Flair, because someone else took Luna Flair.
Bastards.
It's like this. It's like this guy in Canada who never posts.
Fuck Canada, what the hell?
Give up your Instagram.
I know.
We're pleading.
Yes, find us there. Also, you can find Another Castle Creations on Facebook at Another Castle Creations, and also on Instagram at Another Castle Creations. And you can find our individual channels there. And then for upcoming, Luna actually is going to be in a production of Sister Act happening at the barn. She's only in the beginning, but she's gonna be there at the barn. It starts November 3rd through the 19th. Tickets are available at thebarnplayers.org. And we're all going to be at Kansas City Comic Con, which is really exciting. We're doing a wig demo.
We are. It's a live demo, so you'll be able to walk up and actually see us go about doing things. We're going to talk about styling, detangling, care, and dyeing.
Yes. With Honor Lychee.
Yes.
Yes. So that should be really exciting. And then Another Castle Creations will also be at Kansas City Comic Con. We'll be involved with... I'm not sure if Farnsworth has his photography handle, but probably. So there's that. And then also we have our LGBT
in cosplay
panel, which we don't know the day yet, but please stay tuned. Yes. It should be really, really fun. And then after that, Another Castle Creations, you can catch us after KCCC, you'll catch us at the Mavericks. We're doing Harry Potter night, which will be really, really fun. So, like, we'll be there. That's January 20th, I think. Links will be in the description down below.
Exactly, yeah. We'll put everything down below.
Will they?
We'll put your links. We'll put all the links down below. Y'all can follow, like, all that good stuff.
I just watch so much YouTube that I just want to be like, thank you so much, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe.
No,
like,
that's what we're bad YouTubers. We don't say that half the time.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, thanks for watching. Bye.
No, please subscribe to this channel so that you can know and hit that little notification bell so you can know whenever they post their wonderful Costume Couture podcast.
Every Monday morning.
Yes. So do it.
Are you taking down this notes? Because we gotta remember this.
Legit.
No,
There's
I'm
a
actually,
bell.
like, this is recorded. I'm just gonna have it play on
There we go.
loop.
Oh, it's just
perfect.
me now.
Yeah, it's just voiceover. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
This is Luna's show now.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, you guys, for having me. I'm gonna just drink one more of this.
Let's do it.
One more, just take it all. There we go.
He's at Haus of Turner. I'm at SirynRae.
Yes.
She's at Luna Flair and Another Castle Creations, and we love you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.